everyone, and thank you for joining my tutorial on public speaking. So in my role as a female entrepreneur and businesswoman and the CEO of 2 companies as well as a former beauty queen, I am in the position a lot where I need to do public speaking, whether it's in the form of a speech at an event, or whether it's in the form of a motivational talk or at a workshop. And I have gained a lot of experience in this field and would like to just share some tips and ideas with you on how to be a good public speaker. So like with everything else in life, it's important to prepare. Prepare. When it comes to preparation for public speaking, the first question you need to ask yourself is, who is your audience? Always make it about the audience. The most important word in the English language, or in any other language for that matter, to any person out there is the sound of their name. So what I'm basically trying to say, I get that from Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, by the way. And but the point that I'm trying to make here is that it really is about what your audience can get from your speech, how they can relate, and how they can walk away feeling motivated and inspired. So know your audience, do research into the demographic of your audience. Ask yourself the question, who is your audience? What do they want to hear from you? How will you be able to inspire them? How will you be able to motivate them? And what do they want to hear from you? Secondly, of course, it's important to prepare. There's various ways of conducting a public speech, and it also depends on the type of scenario. But when I do motivational talks as well as workshops, I do like to use a PowerPoint method. And by that, I do not mean death by PowerPoint. I just like visuals, and I feel that visuals always enhances what I'm trying to say, and we do live in a visual world. So when you do a PowerPoint, make sure that it's more about the visuals and still about what you have to say, and just joining, just complementing what you have to say with visuals, and perhaps just making notes for yourself on your PowerPoint on reminding you of the topics and the points that you want to specifically speak about. But do be aware against death by PowerPoint. You don't want to put the whole speech on PowerPoint, but rather to focus on your PowerPoint being visual. When it comes to writing a speech, there's also different ways of doing that. Some people prefer to completely memorize the speech. I mean, these days you get things such as teleprompters at big events, which really helps. But if you don't have that kind of facility, then some people I do know like to memorize a speech. But again, what you need to be careful of when it comes to memorizing your speech is that you don't come across over-rehearsed. You still want to come across natural. So what I like to do is really just to make myself some pointers to as reminders of the topics and the certain points that I'd like to highlight in my speech. And then just on the day speaking around, knowing what I want to say, but then speaking around those topics and points, but in a natural way and in a way that, my audience can relate to me, and still in my own words, if that makes sense. Also, to go back to preparation, practice your speech in front of an audience at home, in front of a spouse, in front of a family member, in front of a friend, and also practice it in front of the mirror. Sometimes we don't always realize small things that we do. Another way that you can prepare is even get someone to film you and watch it back on film. And you'd be surprised at small little tics and things that you don't even know that you're doing that could help you to just be better prepared. important things to me is to really connect with your audience by making eye contact, by looking at your audience, trying to reach everyone in the audience and really looking out into the audience and not just focusing on one spot, and really trying to connect in your audience in that way. And you'll also feel them connecting with you, and when you feel them connecting with you, it almost motivates you to do a better speech, and it really helps you to actually be more confident. And very importantly, when it comes to what you say, always remember that people relate to passion and emotion more than what they would relate to just facts. So make sure that you include emotion within your speech, that you include passion in your speech. And to borrow something from Simon Sinek, remember that it's always about the why. So remember that whatever message you need to deliver, remember to include the why that specific topic or message is important, rather than just how to do it and what to do. Lastly, confidence is key. And my tips on confidence would be to believe in yourself, but also to be prepared. If you're not going to be prepared, you're going to be stressed. So make sure that you're as prepared as can be, that you know the setup, that you get there early, that you've practiced your speech, you know what you want to say, and if you're well prepared, you have no reason not to be confident. But getting on the stage, before you go on, breathing exercises help, and really just focusing also on your audience rather than on yourself. That's really helped for me before. So really, when you go on that stage or when you speak to your audience, really connect with them and try and always keep in mind, it's about them and about them walking away from your talk or your speech feeling motivated and inspired and remembering your speech. So make it about them and forget about you, if that makes sense, in that moment. Forget about what you look like or whether you have lipstick on your teeth. And make sure also when it comes to dressing for public speaking that you're comfortable in whatever you are wearing, so that you don't stress about, is my top fitting right, or, is my hair out of my face, and, check your lipstick for the women obviously out there and your powder before you go on, so that those are not things that will distract you. And lastly, just remember, if you don't believe in yourself, you will not be able to convince your audience to believe in you. Thank you.